So, A New Hope starts with Princess Leia feeding R2-D2 some robot snacks, and these somehow they must work like magic mushroom, or the mushrooms from Mario, because they somehow power him up enough to escape the ship without getting hit once along with C-3PO. They then somehow get captured by some raiders, to which Luke, the hero of the story, buys them back with his uncle, and then some stuff happens. Luke's in fool and gets knocked on the head by some big guy with a gun, and R2 just, I don't know why he's running. I think he wants to find old Ben, because who wouldn't want to be with Obi-Wan Kenobi rather than Luke? I mean, obviously he's Obi-Wan. Literally anyone on the earth is worse than Obi-Wan, but Luke goes after him, and then Obi-Wan saves him, and Obi-Wan's like, yo Luke, I need your help. This R2 guy has got the R2 snacks he got fed earlier were actually plans to destroy Death Star, and Luke's like, no way, I'm not leaving, I have my parents there, not parents, uncle and aunt, but I don't want to leave them, I like them. And then Obi-Wan vents to Luke's house and kills them, and then says that the stormtroopers are sus and actually did the kill, and Luke believes him because he has no evidence to believe that old Ben vented. So after venting and tricking Luke into going with him, they also meet this dude called Han Solo, who murders Greedo, a very innocent man, by the way. He shoots him first, proving that Han is clearly a villain and should not go with them, but he goes with them anyway. And then they see this princess who's been captured, the one who fed R2 some Scooby snacks, and they think, or magic mushrooms, I mean, they're the same thing, aren't they? Pretty much. But anyway, meanwhile this is happening, Leia's also taken to a place where she watches her planet get blown up, because I assume Vader wants to title a new YouTube video, "Blowing Up My Daughter's Planet Prank, brackets gone wrong." I mean, I guess it did go wrong because she breaks out later, but, you know, spoilers for a very old movie. But anyway, after they arrive there, they get pulled in by a tractor beam that, you know, obviously no one saw coming, by the giant hole in the thing that could probably shoot anything out, and they shouldn't go there anyway because they could be killed, but they do it anyway. And then they get there, and they decide to save Leia because she's rich, and apparently Luke does it because he wants to be a hero, but let's be honest, he only cares about the money. And then Obi-Wan also goes to fight Vader, which is meant to be a heroic sacrifice, but I'm pretty sure he just wanted to murder Vader. I mean, you know, he probably regretted his decision ages ago. Plus, he probably assumed the burning would kill Anakin, because, you know, it worked on Luke's parents that he murdered. But that's kind of tragic that he murdered them, but he doesn't care because he's Obi-Wan, he can do whatever he wants. And then they save Leia, and then Han Solo runs and tries to have a heroic moment and almost dies, and it's a bit stupid really, like if he wasn't in a film he would literally die. And then they barely manage to escape, and then Luke watches the man that murdered his aunt die, but then he realises that Vader was another imposter and betrayed his other imposter friend, Obi-Wan, but Luke doesn't realise that Obi-Wan used to be an imposter that killed his parents, so he shouts no, and then, but he can't get up there to report the bodies, so they have to escape on a spaceship, and Han Solo flies them out of there. Luke's depressed, and then about, I can only assume like a few minutes later, maybe an hour probably, I guess hyperspace travel though, so it wouldn't be like an hour, but probably a few minutes, he's already over it and is in a meeting with the rebels to destroy the big spaceship that beamed them in earlier. And apparently they want to save the planet that they just landed on, but I mean, I think he just wanted to destroy it because it sucked him in earlier, and you know, you just don't want things sucking you in without your permission. You need consent before you suck people in. But anyway, they later get on a spaceship themselves, and Luke's like, yo, I'm gonna destroy this thing. And then old Ben talks in his head, which is really creepy because how does he do that? He's dead. But he says, use the Force, Luke. And Luke's like, damn, I better do what he says because I should. I'm sure he wouldn't lie to me. He definitely was not an imposter. But clearly he must have been sabotaging everyone. He must have been a ghost and sabotaged Luke's spaceship, and then Luke misses and they all die. Sorry, I said my alternate ending. I mean, what actually happens, it turns out old Ben was a crewmate the entire time, and he actually didn't sabotage the ship, and he manages to save the day by telling Luke to use the Force, and Luke uses the Force and hits the perfect shot. And then the Death Star blows up and Luke's like, hell yeah, I just murdered loads of innocent people who were forced on the ship by the Empire. And I mean, that's obviously what he is celebrating. I mean, that they tell you that he's happy he stopped the Death Star, but like, there were so many innocent people probably on there that were forced on it by the Empire, so he's celebrating the killing of them. And then it's revealed Luke was in fact the imposter, and his aunt and uncle had to be killed because they knew he was an imposter and hadn't reported it. So old Ben had been trying to save everyone the entire time. Luke blew up a Death Star, killing thousands of innocent people, and got medals for it, and the rebels congratulated him, and he was seen as a hero for murdering thousands of innocent people and thousands of evil people, but you know, it doesn't make the thousands of innocents he killed right. And they all lived happily ever after, not feeling guilt for their sins. The end.